Madame Hélène has confirmed the surprise appearance of her husband during the intermission of her show. Monsieur Hastings, there is something troubling you?
If I may speak freely.
You do not have to ask my permission.
This is all very overwhelming. We seem to be taking one step.
I can understand your confusion, but you cannot allow it to consume you.
Easier said than done. I just...
Oui, monsieur?
Must you be so hard on her?
I presume you refer to Mademoiselle Farquhar.
You talk about emotions not taking charge.
She is a suspect in a and not a guest that afternoon. If Mademoiselle Farquhar is more important than discovering the truth...
I would have thought you would know better of me by now. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with her.
When it is your investigation, you will have the authority to conduct your question. Until then, I will continue in the manner that has and
I'll just keep my...
Let us focus on the case. What do we know of...
Mr. Christensen suggested she had romantic feelings towards Irene, but she was just another of her pawns.
She cleaned the key to hide Mademoiselle Gottsmythe's actions. But perhaps...
You think she could have killed her to stop the truth coming out to the trustees?
Which would in turn ruin her career.
Yogs.
Detective Poirot, good morning. Can I...
London is a very large city. I would fathom a guess that there is more than...
Your confidence astounds me. I'm meeting the young Russian girl here. She had some questions about the museum building at the God teaches us to forgive and love thy name.
Has she offended you personally?
Using the museum for her sordid meetings with those
She doesn't strike me as someone that would be...
And what sort of thing?
Well,
Exactly. If you don't know, it would be what... I walked in on them in the recreation room a couple of weeks ago. I had come straight from... I opened the door and saw them all sit...
You are not aware of what they were meeting about?
Do you need to wash your ears out? I just told you what... And I could see she had the financial... And when she saw me, they stopped talking.
Merci, Your Grace.
Mademoiselle Warbeck.
I'm actually rather busy.
I would have thought recovering your painting and identifying a murderer would...
I'm sorry. It's just... Is it necessary?
You do not wish to...
But I don't really...
It is important.
That is quite all right.
Honorable? That's a...
You to spend your time...
Butting head.
Oui.
It would be easier to say what we do. I don't know what he has against me. You exhibition, the artist's work would be returned.
But on this occasion, that is not an option.
I still have every intention of going ahead with the exhibit that includes her work. Even if I'm still the curator of this museum.
I recall, mademoiselle.
You have been most helpful.
Oh. Oh. Aha. Hmm. I should consider this further. I must take a different approach if I am... Is there something I... Huh. Aha. Ah. Hmm. Huh. Huh. Ah. Hmm. Aha. Something does not. Order and method. That is the way. I must act on and fact. Things are beginning to become clearer. Another success. Bishop quite adamant Mademoiselle Warbeck's meeting was something untoward. To have a young woman undermine him in front of the other trustees would have been the ultimate insult. He allows his personal feelings to accentuate his cynical side. Mademoiselle Warbeck was doing nothing detrimental to the museum. In fact, quite the opposite with her attempt.
Go right ahead, Detective. Wonder who you've been talking to.
Not in so many words.
I was meeting with artists for a new exhibition. He has no idea what he is talking about when he can't see the future. The new wave that will change the...
As well as the uncouth gentleman you met.
Uncouth? Wearing full... I wouldn't show Horace the finances because it has nothing to do with him. And he... Well, considering he didn't want... Then the next thing I heard was that he had commissioned her to do some pieces for his church.
Do you know what he had commissioned her to paint?
No idea, I'm afraid. She was sworn to...
You have been most helpful.
Go on, then. You make it sound as though it is
Forgive me, have I?
If you cannot even understand, I have to say.
That is perhaps a matter best discussed at a later time.
There is no need to...
Grace.
A lesson for another time. You'll have to be more specific.
The paintings produced by Mademoiselle Cottesmar.
Oh, yes. Well, I thought...
You couldn't just use her other pieces?
I suppose as though I kept it anyway. I wasn't happy with it clogging up my
Merci, Your Grace.
Aha. Huh. Oh. Oh. Ah. Huh. Oh. Huh. Ah. Huh. Oh. Aha. Aha. Ah. Oh. Huh. Oh. Ha. Oh. Huh. Ah. Huh. Ah. Oh.
Where is the center? The evidence suggests something. I cannot see the logic in this. Hot on the culprits here. Come now. Think on what some would say a lucky guess. Come, my little grey cells. Voila!
It appears that the good bishop has been replacing the church's He commissioned her to make these forgeries.
Disappearing where, though? You don't think he's...
Why else? Mademoiselle Babagnan appears to have been right about the bishop's connection to the Black... Now, Hastings, we must ask ourselves, where might Bishop Mountjoy hiding the original... We must gain access to the space belt.
Why don't you have a look first?
Do not tell me you are
Not the dark, just pitch black, eerie passages in old churches. Poirot, where are we?
If I am not mistaken, this is part of the secret tunnels that were built hundreds of years ago.
And why exactly are we in here?
The why must never be obvious.
Right.
Aha. Huh.
We have our third forgery. There is a...
Thank goodness. Don't know how I would explain finding the...
Bishop Mountjoy must have discovered the painting that he received from Mademoiselle...
and lashed out. Now, he's been using this room to store his private art collection.
What I find most...
is that not only does he deprive the world of beauty and joy from seeing these works, but he's even having to light his candle clock to keep from drifting off down here.
One's opinions are now...
I was only voicing my thoughts.
You have thoughts beside those of Mademoiselle Farquhar?
Really, Poirot? You still think so?
When one exclaims such regard for a suspect in a murder investigation, it is hard not to think any other way and
You may not be so accustomed to the idea of showing, or at least having...
There is a difference between...
There is a difference and being rude and...
I was not expecting Monsieur Hastings to be so sensitive on the matter. Perhaps this conversation is best saved for when we are...
What was that? Oh, just the bishop's candle clock. I don't know about you, but I've had enough of this place. Let's get out of here. What are you doing, Poirot?
S'il vous plaît, un moment.
The bishop's candle clock has forced me to question everything of the murder scene that...
We must return to Mademoiselle Court's apartment.
Perhaps that is a job best left for you. By your...
Oh. Oh. Huh. Huh. Oh. Ah. Huh.
Et maintenant?
Oh.
I believe myself to be the greatest detective in the most prestigious police force in the world, but I have been duped and swindled, directly into the trap laid by the killer. And now I stand here alone. Monsieur Hastings was quick to make his excuses to retire to his abode and not return to the scene of the crime. I hope there is not something further that troubles him. One does not need added strains. Steps must be retraced. Sacré. I have spent my time staring into the sun when a murderer remains. But the truth of the fire eludes Detective Hercule Poirot no more, and